Good morning, Infinity. Reverend Jeff Obafemi Carr joining you here today live from the Infinity Center in Nashville, Tennessee. I am so pleased that you are joining us today for the Infinity Fellowship. This is a wonderful time for you to get ready for service as we prepare to celebrate with you on this beautiful day the third Sunday in the month of Emergence at the Infinity Fellowship. Emergence is the month, April 16th to the day that the vision for Infinity Fellowship emerged into the world. And it was 6 months later that we celebrated our first Sunday service in October of 2014. So this is our halfway point of celebrating the year of infinity every single year. And we're so excited that you chose to join us today for a powerful, powerful Sunday service. Infinity is a growing community of interspiritual people. If you find yourself in that category of being spiritual, but not necessarily religious, and you haven't had a place to exercise your spirituality, you also see where the common threads of humanity come together, and you've been looking for a place that emanates that kind of energy, welcome to Infinity and welcome home. This is not an accident. If somebody tagged you, if somebody told you to show up today, if somebody invited you, that is someone who absolutely loves you from the core all the way out. They loved you enough to say, welcome to this love vibration that we call the Infinity Fellowship. If you want to look us up online, we're at myif.org. That's myif.org, like My Infinity Fellowship. How about that? myif.org. Of course, if you're following us on socials, we know that we're saying hello to you today and greeting you. In this moment, while we're warming up for service, we have a couple of announcement slides before we get to the opening of the way. During that time, I invite you to grab your cup of coffee. I got mine. And get your cup of tea or your water, whatever you do at home. Gather your family, put us up on the big screen, and prepare for a wonderful celebration. We've got the wonderful, the amazing, the powerful Reverend Arlene Hylton, who's joining us from the Agape International Spiritual Center for our message today. And on third Sundays, we do something exciting and special. We get a great message, and you get an opportunity to ask questions. We want to put you into a position where you can always grow expansively in your daily spiritual practice by sharing an opportunity for you to dig deeper into your own spiritual path. No blind sheep around here. Expansive, creative thinkers. Welcome to Infinity, y'all. Enjoy the slides. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Good morning, Infinity. We want to welcome you into the space of alignment, the Infinity Fellowship. It is time for the opening of the way. My name is Jeff Obafemi Carr, also known as Rev Jeff. We begin with opening with meditation. And I invite you just into a brief pause. When we open the way to spirit, we open through an acknowledgement that we are one with divine source. So just breathe in and breathe out through your nose. This is early in the morning, so when we start to breathe, sometimes your body will react. You may feel a belch, or you might hear a sound here or there, and that's your body saying, "Thank you for waking me up today." Accept it as such with no judgment. Deep breath in and deep release out. Getting used to each inhale and exhale. With each inhale, releasing any tension that is in your body. With each exhale, lying back in the sea of allowance. Continuing to notice the breath, not trying to control the breath, but simply noticing it. Adding to the practice the closing of your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. Embracing the feeling of each cell in our body coming alive with each inhale. With each exhale, participating in the divine dance of creation. Embracing in the darkness the expansion of time and space. And yet sitting firmly in the right now. Allow your mind's eye to take you to a place of focus and release. Release that comes from embracing the awareness of the breath. This breath is the energy of the Ashe. Releasing into the divine dance of the inhale and the exhale. Embracing the gift of life. The gift of breath. The gift of consciousness, the gift of awareness. Embracing the understanding that all things are working for your good. Breathing in, pausing gently, breathing out. In this place of focus and freedom, In this place of centering and awareness, I invite all heads to bow, all hearts to open, and all focus to go to the God of your acceptance and understanding, the divine creator, the divine source, perceived by many different names and yet known by only one energy that unites us all. As we turn our attention and intention inward, we embrace the cosmic dance that occurs when we pour affirmatively into speaking directly to divine source, that which lives within us. Divine source, Mother, Father, God, we give gratitude in this moment today for this, the Infinity Fellowship. As the elders used to say, just another day that you have blessed us. Thank you for blessing this fellowship in this moment today. Thank you for blessing the Infinite Life Streamers team and their friends and families who gave of their time and space that they might guide this service to fruition. Thank you for the visitors who have stopped by today. Those who are seeking knowledge and wisdom, those who are seeking to affirm that which they already know that exists inside of them. Thank you for the process of gnosis, of knowledge, of unpacking that which is already in us. Thank you for the memory of the purpose that we agreed to when we emerged into these earth suits. Thank you for health and radiance. Thank you for those who meet here in person and those who are virtually finding this place to be a new and loving home, one where they can live their spiritual practice daily. We're so grateful today just to be standing and breathing and living and loving. And we say thank you in this moment. In this moment of acknowledgement, we acknowledge that there are those out there under the sound of my voice who may be struggling with turning the corner to the vibrational frequency of the good. Our hearts comfort them right now. There are families who are grappling with loss right now. We send this energy to the Fairfax family and the energies that they are dealing with right now with the children and the shock waves that have gone through the nation and the questions that have come from what happened in that tragedy. We say in this moment that those of us who are here to comfort and to uplift and to hold up will send our energy in their direction, that we will activate that which is inside of us to be preventative in the way that we deal with our mental and emotional health and our relationships, that we eliminate homicide and femicide and androcide and all of these harmful elements because we are operating in a lower space. We acknowledge that those of us who recognize the higher vibration must continue to shine and emanate love. We acknowledge the political sojourn here, that it can seem hopeless at times because it's difficult to see beyond the circumstances, and yet we know that you are a divine source that operates beyond circumstance, that circumstance means nothing to you, that it is but a journey for us to grow stronger, for us to go deeper. And so we proclaim in this moment that circumstance cowers in the face of divine purpose. We stand in this gap as overcomers. The truth is that we are beings of light and love. In this moment, all our needs are met. In this moment, dis-ease gives way to abundant life. In this moment, we emerge renewed and restored. In this moment, we prepare the way to receive a word of life that expands our living exponentially. Speak through Reverend Sister Arlene. Cover her in this moment. Continue to speak through her as you have and continue to do. In this moment, we speak clarity, we speak balance, we speak joyfulness, we speak understanding, we speak comprehension, we speak the highest vibration of openness and love we have experienced, and it radiates from this service to all who hear. We seal these things in the divine names that you have gifted us with for interpretation. We seal these things and other things that we cannot put into words. We simply breathe in together in gratitude, and we exhale in expectation. We proclaim it as such, and so it is. Amen, Amen, Hotep, Shalom, Namaste, Ashe. So it is. It is done. Let us prepare our hearts and minds for our pouring of libations. As we pour this water today, it represents the living. We pour into the earth that represents what happens to these earth suits when we no longer need them anymore, represented by the ancestors. This is a divine dance that we put together and we say, hey, we're going to remember all my relations. The Lakota people would say, aho mitakwiasin, me and all my relations. When we enter into a room, when we enter into a space, you know you're not by yourself. But every single person, every single connective tissue in your DNA is already with you. This body is simply a shell, and it holds us as long as it can hold the light. And when it no longer can hold the light, we are returned to creation. And yet we do not die, for energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. That's science. Reality is we are kept alive in the hearts of those who are still here on this side of life. And so when we pour our libation, this ancient ceremony, whether we pour it on a Sunday morning or whether some of y'all poured it last night when you were on the street corner and you opened up that bottle and threw a little bit out for the ones who ain't here no more, whatever it may be, this lasting ritual is powerful because it connects us in respectfulness. It connects us in reciprocity, and it connects us in divine memory. And so we pour this water today, and we use the Yoruba word, ashe. Ashe is a proclamation of power. It is a proclamation of, and so it is. It is also dual meanings. It is breath, the thing that animates us, and it is also spirit. So when we say ashe, we are connecting that infinite symbol of life and memory. And as we pour, we say, cool water, freshen our spirits, ashe. Freshen and consecrate this place for spiritual work today, ashe. Freshen our collective ancestors all together, ashe. We give praise to Almighty Mother, Father God, divine source, and all creation, ashe. Grant to us peace and prosperity, ashe. We pour to the four cardinal directions, to the directions of the north in the medicine wheel. The concept of being a yes today. If you showed up today, you're already a yes. So go ahead and just embrace that there is something good for you to have in this moment. And we pour so that you may have true north, 12 o'clock on the clock, ashe. We pour to the energy of the east, knowing that this is a wonderful time for you to recognize that today's a brand new day. It's a little chilly in Nashville, but there's not a cloud in the sky. And that sun got up on that eastern horizon and erased the day before. Don't drag into the right now what happened yesterday, ashe. To the energy of the south and the recognition of who we are and whose we are, and that beautiful alignment, ashe. And to the energy of the west, knowing that even as the sun goes down, we are granted the moon and stars for light. Even in your darkest moment, someone or something will appear as a light to you. Embrace that moment, ashe. From there, we move to the indigenous tradition of the fifth direction, the ground below us. May we be grounded in positive ritual, in daily spiritual practices, and in practices that remind us of who we are and whose we are, so that when the storm comes, it may bend us. But as we say here at Infinity, it is always better to bend than it is to break, ashe. To that sky above us, when we allow our minds, as Langston Hughes said, to wonder as they wander, we open that default mode network in the brain that allows us to have that little c creator power that the big C creator has. That is to look at no thing and to envision something. May you create something today. May you work on your purpose. May you put something in this world that no one else has to do except you, ashe. And from those six directions, we proclaim the seventh direction that we pour in, and that's Grand Central Station. It is the feather of Ma'at in the Kemetic tradition. It is Anahata in the yogic Sanskrit tradition. It is the heart center. May your heart always balance with the feather. Asheo. In this moment, we want you to acknowledge those ancestors that you have. We're going to invite you to type a name in the chat of someone that you want to remember, or as we pour these next few pours of water, to call their name aloud, to whisper them, to shout them, to sing them as we pour these next few pours of water. Finally, we pour for the children in the world, in the womb, and those yet unborn. And we say around the world, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, it is done, and so it is, y'all. Welcome to Infinity, y'all. We're excited to be here today. We're excited to have you on the Infinite Live stream. Say hello to somebody in the chat. Say hello to a stranger. In a minute, we're going to let you get to know what you're grateful for. We're going to start a gratitude chain as we say good morning to you. That's coming up. Listen, prepare yourself, because we are now in a place where we understand that all things are moving together. The world is moving together in a powerful way, despite the circumstance. There's a new era of spirituality being birthed, and we are pleased at Infinity Fellowship to be a part of that. Here in Nashville, we're on the leading edge of that. And if you've tuned in today and you're saying, wait a minute, what is this place called Infinity? What's it about? Well, it's pretty simple. We are an interspiritual gathering that operates around core principles that bring people together instead of drive them apart. And to tell us about what we're here for, we have Sister Tashana Lindsley. She's going to come in and she's going to bring us our statement of infinitude. So we're happy to have her join us on the Infinite Light stream. Good to see y'all down there. Good to see y'all in space. Turning it over to the family. And it's great to have you here. Good to see y'all.
Hello, good morning.
We're turning it over to y'all. We have two people doing Statement of Infinity today. We've got Tashana Lindsley, we've got Shabazz Ujima. We got the whole group here. How y'all doing? First off, I'm just gonna say how y'all doing. How y'all doing?
I'm glad. I'm good. I'm just thankful to be here, especially in this form of infinity.
Yeah, man, I love it. We're here live, man. I'm stealing that shirt. The Shabazz got the throwback Infinity shirt on. Statement of Infinity, y'all. We're giving it to y'all. Ashe.
Yeah, I need one of the old school shirts. Okay. I love it. Good morning, Infinity. Lovely to be in the space with you all. So grateful to be here from Warner Robins, Georgia. It's a beautiful day. I am Tashana Lindsley, grateful member of Infinity Fellowship. Welcome into the Infinity Experience. We're going to take a moment. Please pause. Let's take a deep collective breath and come to understand two things as we get service started today. We do not tell you what to call or how to define the God of your own personal acceptance and understanding. That is an intensely personal and beautiful relationship. Here at Infinity, we affirm your unique connection.
Whatever you call that source energy, you'll hear us say God interchangeably with the universe, the God of your understanding and your acceptance, divine source. Whatever you see when you look in the mirror is proof that it was showing off when you were created after the same image and likeness.
Now, Infinity, it is time to speak aloud. The core agreements that bring us together at Infinity Fellowship, we call that infinitude. Here on your screen, you'll see that definition. Infinitude is defined in the dictionary as the state or quality of being infinite or having no limit.
We have a unique mix of faith backgrounds at Infinity, but what centers us is the spirituality we all share in common. For us, infinitude is defined as infinity with an attitude. And that attitude is gratitude. And that snap you just heard is the spiritual practice that gives us life and meaning.
So, what is SNAP? Let's go through it, you guys. The S is for spirituality that transcends religion and connects you to the God of your own understanding.
The N is for nurturing ourselves and others, mind, body, and spirit.
The A in SNAP is for action because we take action on our callings and walk in our divine purpose every single day.
Finally, the P is for the proof that our spiritual practices manifest fruit in our lives through the building and maintaining of healthy and prosperous families, relationships, careers, and dreams. We are grateful you are all here as unique manifestations of our Creator, the loving, living spirit of our commonality, the divine source of all creation, perceived by many names, yet known by only one energy.
I invite you to read aloud with us here our infinite stream as spirit moves you. We are going to do our statement of infinitude. Here we go. We agree that
Breathe.
we are
Take a
beings
breath.
of pure eternal spirit, birthed from the creative potential of the universe, with all of the powers of the Creator inherent within us. We embrace the innate goodness of humankind and an abundant creation that provides for us the seeds that we plant in our everyday lives.
We acknowledge that who we are is housed in a temporary biological organism, and as such, it is our responsibility to take care of it because it will only last for a precious window of time. As we nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we commit to provide like acts of nurturing for our fellow brothers and sisters and the world we live in, embracing all, regardless of religious faith, skin color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic background, all are truly welcomed at Infinity.
We agree and accept that various religions exist as a unique opportunity for humanity to get to know one another through meaningful conversations that seek to explore the core concepts we share in common. It is this application of ancient wisdom, scientific discovery, and spiritual practices, both physical and metaphysical, that will lead us closer together as a human family.
We commit to exist now and ever as a beloved community.
All right, Infinity, let it be so. According to the many ancient terms of affirmation, Shabbat, say it with me. Amen,
Amen.
Amin,
Amin.
Hotep,
Hotep.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you, Infinity. Love you.
Oh, that's awesome. So awesome, y'all. Y'all did a great job. That statement of infinitude, that's what we do here. That's what we are about at the Infinity Fellowship. That's why we embrace this moment. So take a time to unpack that statement of infinitude. Those are our core agreements. We do agreements as opposed to beliefs. Beliefs are something that often exist in the absence of provable fact. But when you get an opportunity to say, we agree on these things, you know that you got some powerful energy. Say hello again in the chat and get ready to generate some gratitude. Lady Kanitha's here. She's going to be singing good morning to you in just a moment. We like to sing that song to get the energy up. First thing I want to do, though, is from a position of peace, wonderful peace, I want to welcome our first time visitors. If you have been here or not been here before, would you say hello in the chat and just say first time? I want to put a slide up for you as well. This slide will give you information on the Infinity Fellowship. You can simply Click the link that is in your chat right now. We'll copy and paste that in there too. Or you can hold your phone up to the QR code that you see. That QR code on the screen, whether you are touching that screen in the front or you are touching that slide in the back, if you just hold your phone up, it will give you an opportunity to say hello to us at Infinity Fellowship. This will give you an opportunity to connect with us, and we get to send you a card to say hello. And when you come back and visit us in person, you have an opportunity to get a gift that we like to give to you. That is what we do at Infinity Fellowship. We like to let you know that we are a place where people make the quantum leap from simple religious doctrine that can be harsh into expansive spirituality and daily growth. So to our visitors, as you click that link in the chat, I want to deliver directly to you on the screen that this may be your first physical time at Infinity Fellowship, but literally, we got the who, what, where, when, and why of who you are. I haven't met you, some of you first timers, but you've been on the stream before. And if you are here for the first time, we do want to let you know that you've landed at home. My name is Jeff Obafemi-Carr. If you just tuned in, they call me Rev Jeff here. And in this place, I get to let you know that you're not just a human being who showed up to have a spiritual experience today. We know that's going to happen. It's the other way around. You're a spirit navigating the human experience just like the rest of us. So I invite you to take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. And I want you to just hold your hands up in an open position so that you can receive this energy that I'm sending to you. And I want you to know that people around the world are saying this at the exact same time I am. This is our visitor's welcome. It's a powerful welcome moment when we hold our hands up to each other. And when I hold it up to you, I want you to imagine around the globe that my voice is amplified with many others as we say, I see you, but you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You're a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You're a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me, where I can let you know, if nobody else will, that you're not alone. I'm with you, we're with you, and you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, my friend. You're so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the exact same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? I know the real you, and I see you shining today. I feel you shining today. I know you're shining today. So welcome to Infinity. Welcome home. And we say together, Ashe-o. This is where you hit a fist bump, virtual fist bump, virtual fist bump, virtual high five, and we say good morning to you. And as we say good morning to you, we go to Lady Kenitha Carr, who is with us in the space today, and she's going to lead us in this. This song is really simple, isn't it, Lady Kenitha?
Yes,
looking
it
beautiful
is.
back there, y'all. She's going to lead us in the chat. We're going to put a slide up. Tell us your name, whoever you are, and one thing you're grateful for. Come on. My name is Rev Jeff, and I'm grateful today that we get you on the Infinite Life stream. Come on and sing it with us. Hey.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. And we say da 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 da. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right, everybody who's online, I I know you are typing in those things that you're grateful for. I am so grateful that we're here together. I'm grateful for this service today. I'm grateful to learn some new things as well today. And to all my young people out there, good morning. Go ahead, type it in if you can right now. Even to my young folks, what are you grateful for? Hey.
We put you on the screen. We put your gratitude up on the screen. We're blasting you today. We're showing you what we
Good
love.
morning to you.
I'm grateful to move side
Good
to side.
morning to you. Good 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 morning to you.
We landed on the right note that time, y'all. We landed on the right note, y'all. Oh, what a wonderful time. Oh, how wonderful and marvelous the time is. This moment is. Everything else is. We just thank Lady Kenitha, the voices of infinity, everyone who is a part. We hear you out there. First Sundays, if y'all show up, we have the voices of infinity, the full band here. But Lady Kenitha just holds it down for us in a powerful way. Listen, this is a time for us to prepare for one of the greatest parts of service here. I see all of the gratitude coming in here. Y'all, listen, I see y'all. Y'all are just coming in, stating something that you're grateful for, saying hello. Keep that chat active. Talk. This is how we communicate to everyone who is on the Infinite Life stream. We just love you guys. And if you say, well, is it always like this? Are these people just always wired and fired like this? Yes. Why shouldn't we be? Why shouldn't we be? We're grateful to be here. And you can go places Monday through Saturday and find energy that is negative. Many people out there who are listening to this stream, watching this stream of this fellowship service today, you've encountered some things that appear to be negative in your week. So why not have an oasis on Sunday? Why not have a break on Wednesdays where you get an opportunity to know what is truth and that everything is indeed working out for you? That everything that you perceive to be an obstacle is simply an opportunity. So this is our opportunity for us to pour back into Infinity Fellowship. I want to give you an early reminder that as you are generating gratitude, we do standing ovations here at Infinity Fellowship. That is something that as a result of your spiritual practice, you have seen manifest. It is an opportunity for us to share from a high frequency vibration something that has happened good in your life that we can celebrate. We know that if you can celebrate for somebody else and something good happened, the universe amplifies your frequency so that that good can come to you in abundance. So if you have your standing ovation and you want to share it, we're going to put the link up and put it in the chat early so that you can go ahead and get that in, because y'all know how we do it around here. Sometimes people are like, oh, I just remembered I got a standing ovation and it's past the time. So that means we're going to have to get to it at another date. And in this case, if we miss your standing ovation today, it's going to be first Sunday. So if you got that, this is your early warning. We'll give you a couple of other highlight waves to let you know that. It is also the time that we celebrate at Infinity through the practice of giving. I always love it on Sundays when we say it's giving time and everybody erupts, because that's the blessed energy of infinity. It is truly a gift to be able to give back, to pour into the place where we receive our spiritual nourishment. We have tons of stories of people who have seen their lives change when they went from someone who simply took or received into someone who gave. And then they recognize that the universe balances that frequency. And so to take us in, we go back down to Warner Robins, Georgia, into the home, the arboretum of the Lindsley family. And I've got Brother Tyrell, who is always bringing his light into the room. And I want to turn it over to you. Good to see you, Brother Tyrell. It's your screen, brother.
Peace and power, Rev. Always got to remember to unmute that button. All good, man. Good to see you. Great to be in the space today. thankful to have this beautiful energy of giving flowing through the space, y'all. Y'all see how we've already opened up here at Infinity, and the vibes are vibing. The energy is flowing. It's beautiful, man. Everything is working in divine order. It is time for us to carry this beautiful energy into our sacred moment of action, where we affirm the powerful frequency of giving in this space. There are so many ways to give. We have a plethora of options for you that'll come up on the screen. You can give via Cash App, you can give via PayPal, or via mail. We definitely have the international PayPal, as you can see popping up on the bottom of the screen, because we got the illest tech crew in the world. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Thankful for being in this space, thankful for this vibration. Tithing is such a powerful energy, and I'm loving all of the ways that Infinity has taught our family how to recognize all of the messaging that happens throughout life. With us, especially here in the Lindsley family, you know, we've had some lawnmower issues, if you will, some gratitude lawnmower issues, and that's for, you know, growth to happen all around our yard, right? And there's these beautiful yellow, what often are described as weeds, growing around our yard. Many of you probably already recognize where I'm going with this. The dandelions, man, they're so fire. And we were seeing those and recognizing those a lot, of course, now that the grass is doing what it do. And my wife noticed something very smooth about the dandelions. Towards the middle of the day, like sort of like ending of the day, that beautiful yellow flower seemed to close up. We were like, man, what the heck is that? And so as we started to looking into what that means, why it keeps opening at one part of the day and closing, we learned that there was a powerful scripture that the dandelions were teaching us about. See, the dandelions open up when the sunrise is coming out, you know, when the sun is blazing and it's absorbing all of that positive energy. It also gives it an opportunity to give, to let its pollen flow and propagate all around. But then towards the later parts of the day, as that sun starts to moving through the sky, they start to closing those shoots and closing that beautiful yellow flower to conserve energy and also to keep those beautiful pollen spaces, that beautiful pollen energy safe and keep it from drying out. And so there's a beautiful energy of giving and receiving happening even within the plants. And so those are the type of energies that we get to tap into and expand as members of Infinity, but also as spirits navigating this human experience. We get to look around and see all of the different ways the God of your acceptance and understanding is communicating to you and communicating through you. So I'm very excited to be in alignment with the dandelions and open up and allow my sun, my pollen to shine and expand all throughout life. And I welcome you to doing the same. So here's how we do it at Infinity. Here's how we amplify our tithes. We're going to put up a powerful affirmation that's going to come up on the screen, and we'll say this affirmation together and put power and proclamation into this giving energy that we'll share here. And after that, we're going to do a powerful song, a nice vibing song, a great retuning song, especially if you're feeling down or something during the day. Sing this tune to yourself and see how it rearranges that inner vibe. But before that, let's get into this giving affirmation that's now on your screen. We'll take in a nice deep breath and recognize the energy. And then we'll say this together. O limitless, abundant creator, source of everything I possess. You have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference. And so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken. And so it is.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Peace and power, y'all. Love y'all.
Ooh, everything is good. Everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Oh, yeah. Everything is good. Yeah. Everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Come on, remind yourself everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything is good. Yeah, everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Oh, yeah, you've got it good. I've got it. I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Go ahead, remind yourself, I've got it. I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Oh, you've got it good. Yeah.
Lady Kanitha, you all right in that? It's almost as if I can hear a whole choir singing with you. The whole chorus was because everybody was also singing that at home,
people.
and that was a beautiful place to
Yes.
be in. Listen, we want to remind you that this is a wonderful moment for you to embrace what is going on at Infinity. To let us know. Again, get those standing ovations in. I've got my device somewhere so I can read those off. We also want to let you know what's going on at the Infinity Fellowship. There are a few great things that are happening among many things that we want to highlight. And so we head on over to North Nashville, or what we say in Nashville, out north. We take the TH off, put the F on, and we're proudly doing that. But we head out north to Sister Thea Jones Ortega Brown. She's going to be bringing us this morning's announcements. Good to see you, Sister Thea. Good to have you in the house.
Morning.
Morning. The screen is yours.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is that time. It is time for our morning announcements. All right. Welcome to April, the fourth month of the year of momentum. We are rolling full steam ahead, moving forward with the infinite power of growth and expansion. When we walk in momentum, we experience new growth and new manifestations. So it is no surprise that our daily mantra for this year shares the hook of the classic Motown song, Get ready, 'cause here I come. Say it with me. Get ready, 'cause here I come. It really needs a boy band like two-step attached to it, but that's next week, I guess, for Yoga Sunday. Now breathe in and out and feel it deeply. All right, this month's thematic series is The Point of Emergence, the journey of the interspiritual soul. Interspirituality provides us a unique lane to bring together people who consider themselves highly spiritual and have freed themselves from the confines of judgment and limitation. Experience the feeling of renewed consciousness this month and make sure you take notes on Sundays, especially today, when the Infinite Life Stream opens the doors to truly impactful spiritual instruction on how we can continue to grow in our daily walk through life. Here is your reminder that we do in-person services every first Sunday, and we are virtual every other Sunday of the month with special activities in between. Now, speaking of special activities, do you remember we got the seeds from Infinity a couple months back? If you have put those seeds in your paper towels and they have rooted and you've put them into a place where they've sprouted, we are going to utilize those sprouts. So we appreciate those who have started their garden seedlings, and we'll be sending out instructions and informations on times and dates for clearing and planting in our rebirthed community garden before the first Sunday in May. So check your emails and the Band app for more information on that. All right, 12 months ago, this month, the vision for the fellowship was revealed. We celebrate this month as Emergence Month at Infinity. 6 months after the 16th of April, we held our first public fellowship gathering in October 2024, which is our official anniversary. Now today is If Teaches, and we will feature none other than the global leader in New Thought, Reverend Arlene Hylton, a powerful spiritual teacher who delights in supporting youth and adults alike and remembering their spiritual potency and capacity. She will join our Infinite Life Stream live from Los Angeles and take questions and observations from you after her message from Divine Source. April is a powerful month at Infinity, so let us utilize the spirit of emergence to inspire our own dreams and purpose. Next Sunday is Yoga Sunday. We continue to frame out 2026 with building and maintaining the momentum of our bodies in alignment with our spirits and minds. So pull out your mats next week and join us for Yoga Sunday that will lift and inspire you to get in touch with your body. Next week, Rev Jeff will lead a practice inspired by our very first Yoga Sunday. We'll be joined online by people from all over the world, so make no excuses. Choose your spot for your practice in the comfort of your own home, or as Shabazz did, in a park or near a body of water. And join us. Yoga is for all levels, even beginners. So next week, join us for Yoga Sunday. We are the world's only yoga church service. Love and Light is your Wednesday midweek motivation, and Tyrell and Tashana Lindsley, the other TNT, are here for you. Our official midweek gathering is online, where we join each other and we unpack the service, the Sunday spiritual download, and the monthly themes in an authentic and insightful way. Each week is an open, guided discussion for shared reactions, thoughts, and revelations that come to us via the Sunday morning teaching. This allows us to experience a midweek boost of community. We look forward to seeing you all, especially members that haven't been in a while. So each week is a brand new start. So set your calendar alarms to answer the Love and Light call every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by our one and only Tyrell and Tashana Lindsley. Now, let's bring back up Rev Jeff and Lady Kenitha Carr, because it is time for standing ovations.
To your vibration, to a high elevation, it's time for the good news, our standing ovation.
Well, hello.
Hello.
It's time for standing ovations. I'm glad to have you back.
Yes, I'm glad to have you back. Wait a minute, are we saying you back, you back? All of us are you.
We're back,
We are all
huh?
connected. We'll have
Yes.
to learn. But we're so
So-
glad to. Oh yes, back.
Yes.
Okay, save that for last standing
Okay,
ovation.
Lord. All right. So here it is.
I forgot I'd been gone.
Standing
since-
ovations. All right. So what is it for those who are just tuning in? And then just a simple reminder for us all. Our high energetic comes from our practice of snap. It's why we practice. This is why we snap our fingers during this part of the service. We receive practical lessons and tools for our individual journeys, and that's spirituality. We fellowship with like-minded spirits every week. That's nurturing. We actually take what we learn and we apply it in our lives, and that's action. And if we do these, then every week we see examples of that progress in our lives, and that's the proof. So let us pause to enjoy a collective moment of manifestation and expansion. So here's what's going to happen when your name is called. Please stand if you're able to as I read aloud each ovation. Well, after I finish reading the ovation, we're going to simply snap our fingers
That's why
to
y'all hear snapping all
affirm
the time at
them.
Infinity. Yes, we're gonna
And then
affirm.
at the end, which is very exciting, we're going to provide a collective standing ovation in honor of all the great things that have happened.
Yes.
How about that?
How about that?
Yay.
We tune that frequency to love. What I do love is when I go someplace and something good happens with somebody or something happens. I've been in events in Nashville and even in a couple of other places, and somebody will say something good and you'll hear this.
You'll hear
And I'm
people
like,
just
who
going
is here from Infinity? That's just our thing. And I know it's a universal
Yeah,
thing.
and
but
poetry
for us,
sets, you know, people
We got
would-
to, it came, it evolved from poetry sets. You know, I was a spoken word artist and all of
Spoken
that. So
word,
we
yeah.
just, you know, the beatnik culture,
Oh, yes.
1950s, my brother, snap, 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 you know, all of that haze on there. But when we got that, though, it's beautiful. So participate, just snap and see what it feels like. And then again, when we're in the space here, it's beautiful because we have everybody sit down and we just stand up and go in. So we perceive it around the world, everybody's going to stand for the ovation. Okay, so our first ovation goes to Dr. Courtney Williams.
Dr. Courtney.
Dr. Courtney crossed over into the land of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated here in Nashville, Tennessee, the graduate chapter. We had a chance to go and celebrate with her last night. We didn't make it to the probate show and the coming out. I'm told that it was quite the spectacle
quite.
and quite a powerful and long ceremony because there were 81, I believe, 81 line sisters who crossed, and Sister Courtney, Dr. Courtney, one of her life goals was to join that organization, and she is line number 53.
Yes.
So shout out, standing
So
ovation,
gorgeous.
Sister Courtney. She did it. And even through the physical exhaustion, she still came into the room and celebrated
Lighting
and
it up.
thanked everybody. And Mama,
Yes.
Auntie, cousin,
Yes,
we met y'all
yes.
last night. We know y'all been on the Infinite live stream. You might be on the stream right now. We letting you know that we love you and we appreciate you. And it was so good to be able to just hug you in person and hang in there. Standing ovation to you. We love it.
Congratulations, Courtney.
Next standing ovation goes to Sister Alicia Reynolds.
Alicia.
At the suggestion of my accountant, I sent in my first quarterly tax payment,
Okay.
even though I was anxious and did not want to do it. I'm moving out of the space of lack and fear in this new entrepreneurial journey, and it feels great.
Yes.
Come on, Alicia.
Taking them steps, not walking in fear, huh?
Fear ain't real. I know it. I know it. I know it. Sister Tashana Lindsley. Good to see you again, Sister Tashana. Shauna says her standing ovation is, I have officially joined the team at Kingdom Boxing Club here in Warner Robins, Georgia. I am assistant coaching the youth and Pee-wee program.
Oh my gosh. Look at, oh my goodness.
She's gone from starting her own personal workout journey to becoming a certified trainer and coach.
Yes. Oh my
In this year of
goodness.
momentum. Come on, Shauna. So grateful for the embrace and excitement to have a woman boxing coach in the space. And I must say the students have already become my teacher and I'm learning so much.
Oh no,
Yes, I love it. Sister Thea would like to share. Shout out to the women of Infinity.
Yes.
We had a lovely virtual gathering on Friday,
Yes,
which
we
allowed us to
did.
reconnect in honest, deep, and thoughtful
we
ways.
did.
Let's keep this momentum going. Looking forward to connecting again in May.
Yes, it was so great. Woo.
Y'all had that secret meeting, huh?
We had that secret meeting.
Women's Circle got together and did it.
Hello. And it's open for all women, all the women of Infinity.
That's right.
It's not too late. If you missed it, don't worry. We're going to have plenty more opportunities.
Okay, good. I want to send a standing ovation. Last week I was in Los Angeles. I had a client. I was helping with a major conference there from 6 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night most days. And yet we were able to broadcast Infinity and do that with the Infinite Live Stream. So thanks for everybody. Listen, we had wonderful opportunities to learn how to navigate tech, and it was in real time.
Yes.
You never learn. When you open a restaurant, the first thing you do is what they call a stress test. Is that what they do that?
Test.
Okay, stress test. And people show up, and everything, there's a train wreck.
Yes.
And because of the train wreck, you learn. So I just want to thank everybody who hung in there, found something to do, and got us through, because the message came through. The biggest bang, and that message came through in a powerful way from Spirit. And so shout out to the ILS team, shout out to everybody running the show today, to Kai, to Kamaria, to Tony, who's running, all of us who's running the stream right now. Technology continues to connect us, and it's a blessing. And I send a shout out to everybody who held it down while I was physically not here in the city. That is a sign of growth, that an organization, institution can operate when you're not physically present. That means that we are truly growing as a community. And I send you that shout out of standing ovation out to you. All right.
that.
Isn't it beautiful? Okay, Mama, what do we do?
All right. So if you shared, you get to have several seats while the rest of us are going to stand to our feet and give a thunderous standing ovation. Okay, here we go.
Yes. Oh, I got to run, and I had a great time running. We also want to bring up some energy into the room. We are grateful. I think we have Sister Christy with us, who is going to bring us a wonderful. Sister Christy is down. I say, clap, 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 clap. Deep in the heart of Texas. Yeah, Infinite Light streamers from around the world. She's shining the light for us. Sister Christy is going to give us today's meditation so that we can prepare our hearts and minds for our guest speaker, who I'm going to introduce after today's meditation.
Hello, Rev Jeff.
Hey.
Good morning, Infinity. Today's meditation comes to us from our ancestor, Dr. Maya Angelou, whose heavenly birthday was April the 4th. Dr. Maya Angelou, who spoke, "Open your eyes to the beauty around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. Open your heart to those who love you, and always be true to yourself." This meditation falls in line with the Sisters of Infinity when we met on Friday. Open your eyes to the beauty around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. Open your heart to those who love you, and always be true to yourself. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. So it is spoken, so it is received. Let us now turn our attention to Rev Jeff, who will introduce to us our wonderful guest. Ashe.
Ashe. Always be true to yourself. Always be true to yourself. Dr. Maya always had some wonderful, wonderful things to say I'm pleased to introduce our guest speaker. I'm going to bring her up in a minute. We're going to sing a little bit of that intro song, just one verse, because I'm going to save that we're going to do that on First Sunday when we got the house full. But yet, Maya Angelou also said something very profound, and many people use it, and sometimes we snap it and turn our necks because we think it's a dig. But the reality is, what she said is a very powerful spiritual lesson. She said, do yourself a favor. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. That's something that's very powerful, because as I read this quick bio on Sister Reverend Arlene C. Hylton, she shows who she is, and I believe her. She's shown who she is through her work and through her actions, not just through her words, but divine source speaks through her. So I want to read a brief bio, and I mean brief, because if I were to read her full bio and to tell you about her life, this would take the entire rest of the service up. And I really want to open the portal so that she can come and share what she has to share from her heart and what divine source has to share through her. But Reverend Arlene C. Hylton, through her insight from the Most High and inspired through the tutelage of Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, Spiritual Director of Agape International Spiritual Center, located in sunny Southern California, Reverend Arlene created the I'm Keeping True fasting program. Y'all can check that out at I'mKeepingTrue.com. Since 2009, Reverend Arlene has supported hundreds in honoring themselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. As the director of Teen Agape, that's why kids love her, adults came up under her tutelage. As the director of Odyssey, Agape's young adult ministry, we're going to be learning so much from her for what we're doing here at Infinity. Inside Out, Agape's young women's mentoring program, and director of Agape's Living Foods Ministry. Beyond her service at Agape, Reverend Arlene is the spiritual director of Safe Harbor Treatment Center for Women, located in Costa Mesa, California. Since March 2010 through April 2025, as the spiritual director of Safe Harbor, Reverend Arlene supports women in healing their life from addiction by teaching spiritual principles. On March 17, 2019, Reverend Arlene was also awarded this powerful Grayson's Awareness Outreach Award for her contribution to society through her work at Agape International Spiritual Center and Safe Harbor Treatment Center. On March 12, 2021, as part of their Writer Block Live Sister Salute series, which honors women who are doing wonderful work in the community, Reverend Arlene was recognized with a video bio presentation given by a group of professional women writers. As of April 2025, she is the spiritual advisor for Sun County Awareness. As of August 2025, she is the spiritual counselor for Spirit Awakening. This sister is powerful. And as we bring her on, I'm just going to do one verse. I say one verse, but Spirit always gets us. And this is what we say when we introduce Third Sundays. We get an opportunity to come back and to ask her a couple of questions. You don't get this in many places. What you get is a message, and then you got to take that and meditate on it. We get the added bonus. So as things come up for you in this message that you will hear, we invite you to type that in the chat. And those who have been on the Infinite Life stream with us, I'm going to come back when she has completed her message, and we are going to engage and just have a brief Q&A where we unpack some of what Spirit speaks to her. But we invite you to transition to the higher plane of consciousness that we call that land. That land is here. That land is here. It's not a pie in the sky land. We thought our ancestors were singing about pie in the sky, but they were singing in them little country churches about a higher vibrational plane when they said, come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Why don't you come and go to that land where I'm bound, oh, where I'm bound. Why don't you come and go to that land? Come and go to that land. Why don't you come and go to that land where I'm bound? Oh, there is wisdom in that land. There is wisdom that's in that land. Yo, there is wisdom that's in that land. Where I'm bound, you know that there is wisdom in that land. There is wisdom in that land. Oh, there is wisdom in that land. Where I'm bound, I said peace and love is in that land. Peace and love is in that land. Your peace and love is in that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Peace and love in that land. Peace and love in that land. Oh, peace and love is in that land. Where where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Take a deep breath in. Hold that vibrational frequency and release into the atmosphere. We bring onto the screen and turn it over from sunny Los Angeles, Sister Reverend Arlene C. Hylton. And so it is.
Greetings, 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 and salutations, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here. Before we get started, and it's so interesting because Reverend Michael's book is like over my shoulder. I'm in his studio. It's like he's here with me. I just want to say, Reverend Michael sends his love to your community from Agape International Spiritual Center. And I actually waited a moment for him to do his online Instagram so that I could come in, and I feel like I've been prepared by just being in the room. So I'm grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Reverend Jeff, for inviting me here. And it is really an honor to be here. And before we came online, I met with your crew, and that's what I call our young adults, our living crew, and all young adults that are supporting this beautiful ministry. So I'm grateful to be here at Infinity. I'm in high gratitude. And there's so much to say. So number one, emergence. I just love the fact that you are tapping into emergence, that emergence is what you're calling forth. And actually, my teacher, Reverend Michael, had a conference, and it was called Emerge and See, S-E-E, to see with the inner eye, to see with the intuitive self. So when I see the emergence, I see emergency. We're being called forth. We're being called forth to see the greater good. So where do we begin? I always, as I did already, I always begin with gratitude. And gratitude just lifts our vibration and keeps us in this high consciousness. And so we come into this understanding that there's an inner call, there's an inner calling, there's a soul call that is within each and every one of us. And when I hear the word emergence, the emergence is calling forth something that already exists, and to call it forth so that it may be seen and experienced as you. So in this emergence, we're speaking into coming forth and being called into a greater way of being. We're all on this emergence now. Some of us know it, some of us don't. But we are all being called to our greater yet to be, to our greater way of being. And I have a saying that we're being catapulted into our greater yet to be. So what is this emergence? What is calling us forth? It is a soul call. It is a soul call. We're being called forth. Our souls cannot settle for a life of mediocrity, a smallness, a less than mentality. Our souls will never settle for that. So as long as we stay in that mentality of being small or not enough or less than, it will always be an agitation. It will never, ever be a feeling of peace, because we are not small beings. We're divine beings created in the image and likeness of the Most High God. And so as I look at my own life in emergence, I look at the path that I have taken, what has led me to this now moment, to be able to sit, be in front of the beloveds, to sit in front of you. What happened? Something emerged in me. And I had a thought as I was looking at the young adults. I had a thought of how when I was a little girl, there was a question in me, a curiosity. And that question was, how is it I can hear myself speak and my mouth isn't moving? It was just an inner question within myself. Like, how is this possible? I hear my I hear speaking, but it's not coming out of my mouth. And that was the beginning of this journey into a life of fulfillment, actually. And I stand in gratitude for that little question. And I had many questions along the way. Yet that question was a very important question as a young girl, as a teenage girl. How is that? Leads me on my journey. And so I've been in numerous spiritual communities. I first started studying religious science in Chicago, reading Ernest Holmes with a teacher named Whitehead. And Whitehead was in the water tower place. There was a class, and I would leave work. I worked at Marshall Fields. For those of you who can remember that, y'all are probably too young. And I, after work, would go and take this class, and it led me into Ernest Holmes' teachings, and that was the beginning. And then I moved to Cleveland, Ohio. I ended up at a church that was a Johnny Coleman church, and I ended up there, and I volunteered, and I was on 9 committees, and I was committed. And then after that, I wound up moving to Boston, and in Boston, I was at Christ Church Unity, and I was supervisor of Children's Church, which was phenomenal. And I had children of all ages. And then as I was leaving Boston, I said, I want to work with teens. I love teenagers. And then I left Boston and I moved to California, which is where I am now. And I'm so grateful to be here. Gifted a move here by my job at the time. And I wound up here at Agape. And I see this emergence, right? I went from the teachings of Ernest Holmes, religious science, and then I went into unity teachings under the tutelage also of Johnny Coleman, Christ Church, what I can't remember the name right now, but in Chicago, going back from Cleveland and taking classes. I say all that to say that there's an emergence that has been happening. And I know that there's an emergence in you. If you take a look at your path and the fact that you're led to this now moment, your path has led you here. We don't have to make it happen. It happens by right of consciousness, that we grow into the truth of who we are. You know, Reverend Michael says that we come in already enlightened. Now, my addition to that is we come in already enlightened, and then life happens. People who are in pain affect us, right? Shame, guilt, worry, doubt. Things are told to you. You can't do this. You're not enough. You're not worthy. Why are you so? What's wrong with you? We get all these things that cover up that divine self, but the divine self can never leave us. It is our true identity, and it is deep within us. So there's an emergence that is a natural state of being to return to the original self, back to the beginning, back to who you were before the stuff happened, before the trauma, before the hurt, before the pain. There is the original you, the divine you. And that divinity still lives within you, no matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, no matter what has been done to you. There is a divine self. As we grow by right of consciousness, it is revealed. It is revealed to us who and whose we are in God. And we do catch glimpses. You know, I talk about the egoic self. I talk about the ego and spirit. I remember for many years, I would ask the question, how do I know the difference? How do I know the difference between spirit? And how do I know the difference between ego? How do I know the difference between the voices? And the answer finally came. Took a while. The finally came this beautiful, sweet, still, small voice within us that we hear. It was written in the Bible, that still small voice. That is the presence, the Most High, God speaking. And then there's the egoic self, loud, obnoxious, always yelling about something, always trying to convince you to do something. Well, if you do this, then you can get this. Well, if you do this, then that can happen. Always trying to convince you. Where spirit doesn't need to convince. Why not? Spirit knows. And so the presence of God knows already. You know the truth already. As we tap into the truth of who we are, we will recognize the presence of God. We will recognize this voice. And how many times do we ignore the voice because it's a still small voice? So the key is that we have to listen. As we listen to that voice, this is a part of our emergence. This is a part of the expansion. This is the part of the growing into our greater selves. And so, as I learn to listen to that still small voice, it tends to be the voice we ignore. You know, when I talk to my teens, I make jokes and I say things. Remember that voice that told you not to go to that party? That was like, stay home tonight. And you snuck out and went to the party because you were like, so-and-so is going to be there and it's going to be a great party. And oh yeah, I'm going to get a ride with so-and-so and she's taking her mom's car. And that voice that just kept telling you all this stuff, that is the egoic voice. That still small voice would have saved you from whatever happened at that party that went wrong, right? And so as I work with young people, I work with teaching them the difference between when you listen to spirit, when you're listening to the intuitive self, when you're tapped into that third eye, which is not just here actually, it is here above the ear, center of the head, in this area, the third eye, your intuitive self, imagination, intuition, right? When we tap into that part of us, we see with the inner eye, then we make right decisions. We make right choices. One thing I love about these teachings is it's very liberating. Oh my goodness, you feel so free. You just want to be, you just want to live this free life. And yet I want to remind each one that there's also morality, that we must remember our morality in the midst of this liberation that we get to feel. We get to feel and experience when we know these truth principles of who we are, that there's one presence, there's one power, and that it's called by many names. I say that all the time, thousands of names. Yet this presence and this power expresses itself as its own creation, as us. And we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to be of integrity and to reveal it in our own unique, magnificent way. And so now we've been listening to that egoic voice. We've been trying to push our way through life and make life happen, which is fear-based, by the way. If I feel that I have to make life happen, I'm in fear. Yet when I'm in love for life, love for God, love for this thing called life, I am life itself. When I am in this knowing and this understanding, then I no longer make decisions from fear. I make decisions from love for life, which is another part of the emergence. Because fear-based living blocks us. It blocks us from our expansion. So let's talk about the blockers. What are the blockers in life? Non-forgiveness. That's a blocker. And guess where resentments come from? Resentments come from non-forgiveness. So yes, you're right. That happened to you. It's horrible. What they did was wrong. It was deplorable. Yes, you're right. And you get to set yourself free through forgiveness. As you set yourself free through forgiveness, now you're more open to receive more good. With non-forgiveness and resentments, anger, bitterness, we're closed. Well, yeah, you're protected. But when you're so protected, nothing can get in as well as nothing can get out. And so our work is to tap into forgiveness, to liberate ourselves, to dissolve the anger. I did a sermon a little while ago, and the sermon spoke to, it was the end of last year, and it spoke into from pain to passion to power. We look the pain in the eye, we acknowledge it was there, and then we allow it to become our passion. Well, the pain of my childhood is my passion to work with teens. The pain of my childhood is my passion to work with young adults. My pain in my childhood allows me to work with women. And now I've even had a powerful experience of working with men as well in addiction. And so the point I'm making is there's an emergence. It is a natural happening. We don't have to make it happen. We just have to stay curious. Just have to know more of how I can reveal the good of God today. How can I reveal the good of God today? And so, what are some of the modalities that help us to open up? So, I'm going to name a few things that can block us: anger, bitterness, resentments, non forgiveness. What else? I can't think of them because I try to stay out of that. But these are things and so much more that we hold on to because of our rightness, and we lock ourselves up. What can liberate us? How do we liberate ourselves? And so let's talk about it. Prayer. And I'm not talking about any prayer. I'm not talking about begging and beseeching prayer, because when we're begging God, that's lack of faith as well. To beg God means God didn't give it to us. Remember, in the beginning, everything was given. So we've already got it. So the prayer is, God, reveal the wisdom of God within me. Reveal the love of God within me. Reveal the power of God within me. Reveal the strength of God within me. We ask for the presence of God to be revealed, qualities of God to be revealed. So prayer is a way. That's one way. We pray affirmative prayers. And I'm sure your community is aware of affirmative prayers. Agape has a 6-step prayer that we utilize. And I know I only have a half an hour or so I know I can't tap into all of it. Yet the 6-step prayer is first gratitude, being grateful for the presence of God, grateful for what already is, because although we may not have everything we want, we do have. So the gratitude. And then the second part of it is recognition, recognizing that there's a presence and a power that is eternal, that is everywhere evenly present. There's no spot where God is not. This eternal presence is within all creation, every sentient being. God is the seen and the unseen. So recognizing the presence of God. And then after recognizing unification, knowing that God is life itself, that God is my life, that we are one with the Creator, we are one with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of God, we're one with it. And then after that, there's realization. We realize God has already given us everything. And then the asking for this to be revealed, that God's love be revealed, that God's peace be revealed, whatever you are asking for, that God's comfort be revealed, that prosperity be revealed, financial prosperity be revealed in our life. That's the realization. There's the thanksgiving. I'm thankful. We thank in advance. We're grateful in advance before we even see it, that it's already here and already now. So we start acknowledging it's here and now. That's the realization. And then after that, thankfulness, we release that prayer. So this is affirmative prayer, affirming the truth. And then we have life visioning. Actually, the book is right behind me. I'm going to just grab that book. Life Visioning, Reverend Michael's book, which we vision for God's idea of our life. That's another tool that we can be using so that we can emerge, right? Then we have tithing. I'm a tither. I tithe weekly to my spiritual community. As I give, I receive. I give a percentage of what I have to my spiritual community. So I tithe my time, I tithe my finances. I tithe my financials because I know and I am grateful that I have it to give. And as I give, it opens me up to more good, more peace, more joy, right? So we have our tithing. That's another way for our emergence. We have meditation, to sit in meditation. This is my take. Jesus walked it, he activated it. Buddha sat and listened until he became enlightened. Both teachers. And it is said that they met one another at some point, but that's another story. 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness was meditation, but we'll tap into that again. Gratitude. Gratitude is another tool. These are modalities that we use, right? To continue in the emergence. So we stand in gratitude, grateful for simple things. If you're like, I don't have anything to be grateful for, the oxygen supplied, and whatever physicalities, the power to speak, if you can speak, the ability to hear, if you can hear, the ability to see, if you can see, a roof over your head, if you have that, a car to sleep in, if you have that. Whatever it is, to just stand in gratitude. And I have people write gratitude lists every day, 7 or more things they're grateful for. And when they write their list, I don't care if you write that same list every day, just to write connects to the brain. So gratitude. I know we want to text through life. Listen, this brain knows writing. So writing your gratitude, intention setting, being intention. This is another tool. Wake up in the morning. How do I want to be today? I'm not talking about goals. Goals is what you want to do. I teach intentions as, how do you want to be? I want to be loving today. My intentions to be with you today were divine love and are divine love, divine wisdom, and divine power. That these qualities of God are revealed in, through, and as me. And these are the things that I teach. I have people at my treatment center. I was at a treatment center for 15 years. And last year they closed their doors on April 19th, which is very interesting. April is a big month because April 16th is when this community launched years ago. What was that? 2014, I believe. 2025, the doors are closed. So what did I do? So I'm going to give you a practice that I created. And my prayer is that everything happens in flow and right time with what we're doing today. So I've given you some modalities, prayer, meditation, life visioning, tithing, gratitude. I've given you some modalities, intention setting. Also, I have a prayer circle. I got my sisters, and my sisters have my back. This morning, I sent a message to my prayer circle. There's 5 of us. And I sent a message telling them my intention and asking them to hold me in that intention as I speak to you today and as I'm with the teens today after this. So I have a circle of individuals that it's confidential. I can tell them anything and they hold the high watch. So I am with practitioners. They're all practitioners and they hold the high watch for me as I hold the high watch for them. These are many modalities, you all. And what's interesting is I use every single one of those modalities, every single one. And so the Women's Month was phenomenal here at Agape. And I spoke on Women's Month and I gave this formula that came through me last year when the treatment center closed their doors on April 9th. And they called me on April 9th to tell me they were closing the doors. And guess what I did? I kept driving. I went to work. We had 1 client left, and I did my job. I went to work. I did a guided meditation. I did spiritual writings. I gave advice for the future, and I worked with that client and everybody else in the building. I was like, hey, you guys, we're going to do everything we normally do so this client gets what she needs as she leaves this treatment center. And so went to work, got the call on the way to work, went to work anyway. And what was beautiful about it is I let myself cry. I cried the ugly cry in my car. I let myself cry, felt it all, got to work, sucked it up, worked with that 1 client, Went home, let myself feel all my feelings, and then I let myself, what am I going to do now? I did a series on my page. What do you do when the rug gets pulled out from under you? And I went through 12 days or 12 ways. I went out. I went to events that I would normally not go to because I was working. I did different things. I saw friends that I hadn't seen in a long time because I was too busy working. I allowed myself to get out and speak to people and spend time with people. I spent time with a woman and friend, Akuyo Graham, who has Spirit Awakening. She's been trying to connect with me for years. We finally connected. We went out to 2 huge events, 2 nights in a row. Well, guess where I'm working now, right? I let myself free. I set myself free. I even named myself free agent. Listen, I'm giving you a little tidbit here. And I named this thing that I did Aya, A-Y-A. And I'm not talking about ayahuasca. So I'm talking about a way of being without anything outside of me. And so I accepted my circumstances. I said, this is what's happening. I accept it. This is what's happening. I accept there's something greater. I said yes to the something greater. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know that I was going to be, another treatment center was going to call me within 2 days and say, we've been waiting for you. So I end up working there as well, Sun County Wellness. Now I'm their spiritual advisor. And then the next thing I did was take action. I let my friends know. I let my prayer circle know to hold me in prayer. And I took action. I kept moving. I didn't allow myself to suffer through it. You know, the Buddhists say that pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. And I let myself feel all of it. And I continue to move forward. Aya, accept, say yes, and take action. So that is a tool that I just wanted to give to you. This is a tool that I would like you to utilize when it feels like the rug gets pulled out from under you. There's always something greater. Yet we have to say yes in it, and we cannot get trapped in the pain of the circumstances. You know, there's a saying, circumstances are changeable, but the presence of God, the spirit of who we are, is unchangeable. There's always a greater good that wants to be revealed as you. Now, let me tell you what happened with all of that. I'm the most liberated I've ever been. I feel so free. It opened up so many things in my life. I'm able to go out and exercise where I hadn't been exercising due to some other circumstances. But even when I was able to go out, I wouldn't go out because, I didn't have time. And now I do have some time. I've taken on self-care. I've taken on these things because remember, we're spiritual beings first. Spirit first. Mental beings, emotional and physical. And so I honored myself in all. My prayers continued in the mornings. My meditations continued in the mornings. My intentions continued in the mornings. My writings continued in the mornings. I continued with my spiritual practice through all of that. We don't get to drop the ball just because life ain't looking the way we think it's supposed to be looking. That's when we get to deepen. And as we go deeper within, we emerge victorious. This is my message to you this day, that emergence is having its way as you, that this emergence is calling you to your true self. This emergence is calling you to a reality of who and whose you really are in this thing called your life. On my page last week, I did a writing and I did a meditation on life. And I say all the time, you're not a part of life. You are life itself. And you are here to fulfill life in your own unique, magnificent way. We are all individualized expressions of God. That's who we are. And so there's always a greater good that wants to be revealed in and as you. And I rarely ever say, thank you, God. I say, thank God, because you is out there somewhere. Thank God is here. Higher power, creator, ultimate intelligence, divine wisdom, whatever name you may call this presence, it is active, it is alive, it is well, right here, right now, in the midst of you. Breathe into that with me right now. Mm. And so I have one more thing to say, but I just want to know how much time I have left. I would like to show you a process that I created. I created a process, and this process is, I'm kind of looking around to see if there's any information on how much time I have left. Um, all right. And so this process is something I created with our beautiful beings that I work with. And again, I've worked with young teenagers for over 25 years. I've worked at one treatment center for 15 years. I have my 1 year anniversary coming up at Sun County. And I have been also at Spirit Awakening since last year. So I have about 5 minutes. So I want to show you this. Okay. A couple of different signals here. So, all right, I'm going to show you white light healing. It's something, I'm going to back up a little bit here. It's something that I created where you cup your hands in front of you. And I'm just going to work with fear because a lot of people are dealing with fear. So we're going to use that so you can see it. So cup your hands in front of you like this. And then I want you to see the word fear or whatever it is you're trying to let go of. I'm using the word fear. I want you to see it written in your hand. And then with your eyes closed, I want you to see yourself surrounded in light. You are completely surrounded in light. It's the most beautiful light you've ever seen. I ask you, what color is that light? As you see yourself in that light, imagine that that beautiful, brilliant light is the light of God. You are in the body of God right now. The word fear in the palm of your hand. What have you been afraid of? Fear of relationships, fear of friendships, fear of the world, fear of, what are you afraid of? Whatever fear is. And remember, disappointment is fear-filled. Anger is fear-filled. A lot of things are filled with fear. Resentments are fear-filled. Non-forgiveness is fear-filled. They're going to do it again. So what have you been afraid of? Put the word fear in the palm of your hand. Then you're going to lift your hand up into the light, eyes closed, see the light, and then speak these words. I release this fear to God. God is greater than the fear. I release this fear to God. God is greater than the fear. I release this fear to God. God is greater than the fear. Now, after saying that 3 times, shake your hands free. Whew, right? And now bring your hands over your heart and repeat after me. I am grateful for God's love in me. I am free. I am grateful for God's love in me. I am free. I am grateful for God's love in me. I am free. Smile on your face. Yes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And by the way, teen room at Agape, young adults, we all snap. Treatment center, we snap. All right. So celebrating the release. And so I want you to add that to your medicine bag. It's a tool that you can have. And this is what I know. The emergency, the greater good, and that the emergence is you. You already have it within you. It's already here. And through these modalities, you get to reveal the good of God. I see God in you. And so it is. Peace and love, everyone. Thank
And
you.
so it is, y'all.
Done. It is done. It is done.
It is done. You are, Reverend Arlene, I'm just telling you, these blessings that are here, You and I, we just got to hang out sometime and just go in for a long time because I have to open my heart to the space of abundance so other people can come in this room with us right now. Before they do, though, I want to say thank you and thank God, which is synonymous, for everything that you allowed to pour out of you in this moment right now. The practical tools that you have given to us, the love that you have shared, it is radiating through the screen. It is reverberating in the room. I'm going to invite people in the chat. If you are in the chat, if you have a question or a comment, you rarely get this opportunity to engage with such a powerful divine force as Sister Reverend Arlene right now. So please put something in the chat. I'll try to pull you up. Before I pull everybody else in the room, though, I want to throw something your way that comes to me from time to time when people say, I need to sit in this. And I think about your process of Aya, and I think about these steps that definitely are emerging in your book that you will be putting out soon. I feel that there are tons of books inside you.
Oh my gosh, you just spoke it. I'm writing my book right now.
I know you are. I know it's coming. You spoke to me. We have a prayer practice here that is very similar in that alignment energy because we're all in that same family tree. And that's a book I'm finishing the last chapter now. But I speak to you and say that everything that you have, every lineage that has come through you is manifesting in a powerful way for practical tools that are changing lives. I cannot wait to get my autographed copy. And that's happening sooner or later. And that's just one of many
Sooner.
coming from you. And I feel that. When we talk about this process of Aya, when we talk about this process of fear, and your process of something beautiful, you said, our souls cannot settle for mediocrity. How do you reconcile that with people who say, I'm just not there yet? It must be nice. I would love to be positive like that. One day I'm going to be positive. One day I'm going to get out of this, but I'm just not there yet. So I need to sit in this. Where is that energy, which is honest and real? And when you juxtapose it to how to get through that and how to actually make a change.
You know what's so interesting about that question? Great question, by the way, is my answer is if you weren't ready, you wouldn't be here right now. If you weren't ready, you wouldn't have even heard this message. And that's why I know, and I say to people, you can now stop lying to yourself.
Come on.
And know that your presence is your readiness. And so it is. I just got, by the way, I get chills. I get goose pimples. Okay.
Hey, I was trying not to sweat because I was running around. I was about to run laps around the building when you were teaching. And I was like, I can't be breaking out in sweat when I get back on this thing. But you had everybody in here shouting. So I'm just going to tell you right now, we didn't want to put the audio in. We don't want to distract you. But that right there, that's it. Just know, I know you're feeling that energy because we're feeling that too. So if you weren't ready, you wouldn't be present in this space. When we talk about that. The still small voice. What do you think makes people afraid to sit still and not just listen, to allow this voice to come? I call it, we swim upstream to try to force things, but if we relax and lie back into the sea of allowance, it will come. But what makes people fearful to listen quietly for that still small voice?
I don't know if I would call it fearful. I believe there's an unconscious, because we're so used to what we can see, taste, smell, touch, hear, because we're so used to the five senses, those who have all five, and there's actually a sixth sense, which is equilibrium. There are people who are afraid, and I wouldn't say fear, but they're so used to seeing it all. It has to be in front of them. They have to see it. They have to see it. They have to smell it. They have to taste it. They don't understand that, oh, wait. So I think it's a lack of understanding, not that there's an inner knowing and that they can hear that voice. The voice is there, and that they have to encourage them, their own selves. I started off with 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Then I went to 7. Then I went to 15. It grows in you because meditation wants to have its way as you. So even tell someone, hey, 3 minutes, just 3 minutes in the stillness. And over time it will grow. So I believe what I know is the urge is always going to call us to meditate. I see people who are allegedly meditating, and they're like, and they're sitting there doing all these activities. Don't force it. Just be. I've even told people who say they have difficulty meditating, some of my women in recovery, I say, go to sleep. And they look at me like, what? I go to sleep. Because the subconscious is going to take it in, right?
That's right.
So just relax. And I do guided meditations with them, and it'll come in. And so I know we're all being called. I do believe I mentioned 40 days and 40 nights. So Jesus wasn't out there hanging out, okay? The temptations were his ego, and that he sat in meditation and overcame the thoughts. So I say to those people, it's in you, start off small, 3 minutes. And then after a while, 3 minutes won't be enough. Then go to your 5 minutes. Then 5 minutes won't be enough. It'll be like, oh, that wasn't enough. 7 minutes. It will grow like the emergence. It will emerge in you. And now I do, well, 45 minutes to an hour. And sometimes I'm like, you need to do more. You got to get up,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an inner calling. Right. Does that answer the question?
That beyond answers the question.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love it. And especially when we get into these debates, I always talk about linear and nonlinear time. We always, it's good to start as a practice to discipline yourself, which is just
Right.
fulfilling a promise to self. But at some point, it no longer matters because spirit doesn't operate in linear time. And that's why you can look up. I pour the sweat lodge tradition here. I was trained by a Lakota shaman. And 2 weeks ago, we did the sweat lodge. And people said, well, what time is it over? What time does it start? I said, baby, it doesn't work like that. The spirit moves and people say, oh, that was shorter than I thought it was. It was like, that was pretty quick. And then you look out and it's like, wait a minute. That was 6 hours ago. I didn't realize we were in there. The time passed so quickly. Time and space is different, especially when you're dealing with spirit. Spirit's on its own clock.
Right.
Tony, I'm going to bring into the room my Infinite Life streamers. I'm going to bring in Tyrell and Shabazz.
And I'll tell you my experience with Sweat Lodge.
Hopefully it was a good one. A train. See, you know how that is, though. We have church trauma and everything from people who just tell me your experience before I open this
I'm
door.
not saying I won't do it again. I'm not saying that, but it was interesting.
Well, you got to come down and go into this 25 year position that I've had of gentle love. Where people
Okay.
are this warrior experience of unpacking. And, we live in a world where spirituality has been commodified, where people
Right.
say, I'm going to charge you. There's no charge for sweat lodges. I'm going to teach you how to. No, there's not. There's a simple space of teaching people how to sit, be still, and focus on releasing. And that's a gentle way that I was trained in an indigenous way, to let people know that you and yourself enter into this womb and you get an opportunity to emerge, leaving things there. And that's the simplicity of it. When we go to these deep places of trying to take people to another cosmic realm and introduce everything, that's where it can go wrong, because we focus on those external things as opposed to the internal things. But again, we would be at this all day. I'm going to go to the chat, and I'm going to go ahead and call out a name or two. I'm going to bring on the screen the Tyrell and Tashana. I'm going to let you all ask your question or give your feedback to Reverend Sister Arlene.
All right.
Hello. Good morning.
Greetings and salutations.
Greetings, salutations. Oh man, this is a beautiful conversation. Thank you, Rev Jeff and
Yes.
Infinity, and Rev Arlene. Yeah, you're amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for just
Yes.
being here and being present with us today on this morning. There's so many good things that you spoke about. My mind is like, go here, go here, go here. But I'll just go with what was coming up.
Emerge.
I do have a copy of Life Visioning with Rev Michael Beckwith. And from that book, a part of that stuck out to me that you can maybe speak to, especially concerning the youth and our younger generation of Michael Beckwith describes it as when he talk about the void, or they talk about the dark night of the soul. and sitting in those darker moments, or things that are seemingly going wrong in our life. Well, what I was thinking about is on this spiritual journey and these spiritual practices, sometimes it can be hard for people to connect because they're seeing a lot of they're seeing the rainbows, right? We're seeing the rainbows, we're seeing the flowers, we're seeing the sunshine, and if you're not in that space, it can be hard to connect with that. So people who are experiencing a lot of rain and a lot of thunderstorms, especially our younger, what's a way to encourage them that the rain is necessary? A lot of times we don't think that we need the rain, in order to get to the rainbows, and that it is a part of your journey. In order to emerge through something, you have to be able to be rooted and be grounded and go through that process. How do you encourage the younger generation or the youth, in those, when they're in those spaces of sitting in thunderstorms, and helping them understand that it is necessary in order for you to emerge to be who you're supposed to be, and you have to sit in that, you have to take it all? Like, how do you encourage the youth to take it all?
So that's an interesting question. It's so I think I have so much in me. It's a lot. I look at when I was a youth, and I look at the things that I went through as a youth. So first of all, I'm an adult who remembers, because a lot of adults have forgotten that what they went through. So us remembering is very important. And when I speak to young people, it's more on the level of what I said, acceptance, embrace this. This is momentary. It's a this too shall pass consciousness. Like, this is a moment. And I love this question that I always use, taught to me by Reverend Michael, which is, what is the greater good on the other side? So yes, this feels like this right now. This is painful, it's hurtful. And I have a saying, demand your good. And what I mean by that is, okay, this is happening. I don't like it. It's hurtful. It's all of the labels that I've put on it. And something good better come out of this. Something good, something magnificent is going to come out of this, because I ain't doing this for nothing. This is not happening for nothing. And to remind them that they get to cultivate that magnificence, that strength that's within them, that wisdom that's within them, that power that's within them. They get to cultivate that. And whatever that once this passes, you're going to be at another level of being. It's going to expand you. It will emerge you. And we're with you through it. We're holding the high watch with you, so that they know they're not alone. Because a lot of times the pain that people are in, and I'm going to say this, and whatever is thought about this, the ego always wants to think you're the only one. You're the only one going through your No, many have gone before you. Many will go after you. You're not alone. We're with you, and we will hold you high in the midst of it. So that's how my prayer. Did I answer the question?
Oh, of course.
You're doing
home running all the time. I think you got the home run record, probably.
Right? Demand your good. Demand it. Something good better come out of this.
Yes. Yes. I was swapping that out, Tyrell, because I know I got to give a 2-for-1. I can't let Tashawn ask a question and you not get something in.
No.
Here. So what do you have? What came up? What do you got to give?
No, I am good and very thankful for everything that's been spoken. I'm receiving. I just wanted to slither of a dive into that prayer circle space. Here at Infinity, we have something called Love and Light, and it is kind of centered around that energy of like the prayer circle. It's not just a space for us to collab and, oh yeah, you did good, and woo. It is a space for us to build and dive in and unpack things in a way that is supportive and expands our own spiritual growth. So I just wanted to see if you would like to speak, if there are some things you can speak to a little more about that prayer circle energy and how it might be different from just kicking it with a bunch of friends who might feel good.
Right?
Great.
So yes, thank you for that question. I am in a prayer circle of practitioners. So we as practitioners, I am a minister at Agape, and I'm also a practitioner. You become a practitioner first, and then if you choose to, you graduate into ministry, right? So I'm still with it's been over, I think it's 20 years. Wow. And this group, what's different than, like you said, kicking it? What's up, y'all? It's different from that because it's a level of whatever I'm going through right now. This is a confidential space, and you are holding the high watch for me. What is said? When two or more come together, there's power. So I get to share what's going on with me, but no one dives in the problem or the concern with me or the challenge because they're holding the high watch for me. So it's now hanging out with your friends. It's like, oh, that happened, man. You don't know what happened to me the other day. This happened to me. And they end up diving in with you. No, no, no. Your prayer circle knows the truth of who you are and holds in that knowing that whatever is happening right now, you will transcend it. You shall rise above it. Or whatever you're trying to call forth, it's already yours in the mind of God, in the mind and heart of God. So it is a group holding you up. And what's beautiful is you get to hold others up as well. And so that's the difference between just hanging out with people and everybody trying to dive in with their story and holding the high watch. In my prayer circle, there's 4 of us that are writing books. Now, some people would be like, oh my God, I hope my book is, and I hope, no, we're all like, you're number one, you're number one, you're number one, you're number one. We're all holding the high watch that these books, and everybody's book is about serving humanity, inspiring. I try to release that word serving because we're also here to inspire. We're not just here to fish for people. We're here not to give them the fish. We're here to teach them how to fish. So we're all of the books that are coming out of my prayer circle are inspirational, life-changing books, and we get to lift each other up. That's just an example. So that was it. Did I answer your question?
I love I love how you dropped this wonderful spirit energy and said, "Did I answer your question?" You know, I love it.
I
We
just
are
want to
here
be
for it.
sure. That's all.
Spirit answered the question, and it came through you. I'm going to go to Shabazz, and then we'll check in
Okay.
with Christy and Thea and see if they want to. And again, if you have a question or comment or something we can put on the screen, you're watching live. Take this opportunity as we get near the end of the Q&A period. Go ahead and drop that question or that comment in there. I know that you've been spending a lot of time writing because this is a wonderful thing to do. At Infinity, I tell you, get your journals out so that you can record things, so that you can meditate on them for the week. So make sure that you write that down. But if you got something that's emerging in your spirit, now's your early warning to go ahead and put that into the chat so that we can get you up on the screen, get your question up on the screen. All right, we got Brother Shabazz. His energy is blowing and up today. What you got, Brother Shabazz?
Well, firstly, again, thank you so much. And thank you, Rev Jeff, for, again, being able to open up this community to us and this broader community, with, the people that you know. So thank you again, Rev Sis. I think I just am thankful for the reminder that, I am bigger and that my spirit is bigger and that, sometimes I do, get caught up in the 6 senses of myself, but just that reminder that, we are bigger and to also share that with others, so again, thank you again so much for that reminder that, there are, I am bigger than just like this physical self, because it does get, sometimes that becomes the focus, and being able to have that as a reminder. And so that also remind others of that and to see that in others. I know this person right now, you tripping right now. You tripping. I'm tripping, but we are beyond this. So it gives me grace, but it also gives me that grace to give to others. So thank you so much.
Yes. Spirit first. We're spirit first, human second, right? So beautiful. Thank you so much, Shabazz. I appreciate that.
Right, and then we've got Sister Christy coming in from Texas. Sister Christy, what do you have for Reverend Arlene?
I love technology, y'all.
I
Seeing
do
everybody
too. Isn't it
on
crazy?
the page, I'm like, what is happening? I love it.
Hello, Rev Jeff. Hello, Reverend Arlene. Thank you so much for that beautiful sharing you did with us today. I have a question. Recently, I came upon a quote that says, "Prayer is act of speaking, and meditation is an act of listening." So when we're in meditation and we're sitting there listening for guidance, how can we distinguish between the still voice of truth and our ego?
Hmm. Okay. So this is interesting because I understand that saying, and the saying, the way I know the saying is prayers for asking, meditation is for listening. And so when I'm asking for qualities of God to be revealed in my life. So I'm not just asking for a new car, I'm asking for the wisdom, God's wisdom to guide me to that new car, right? I'm asking for, so that's the asking, the prayer part. I'm asking for qualities to reveal the divine love of God, to reveal the power of God, to reveal the wisdom of God. Like I ask for qualities, not necessarily the things, but what quality do you need to get there, right? Meditation, the listening is, and just keep in mind, there's no such thing. We think 60,000 thoughts a day. So if we think we're going to still our minds, I haven't gotten there yet. Okay. I'm going to admit it right now. But what we do is we listen, and it could come in remembrances or a reminder. Oh, today, dot, 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 dot. It's just a reminder that comes in. Remember to say hello. It's this softness that comes in. It's not hard. It's not harsh. That's how you can tell the difference. If it's trying to convince you, the ego is convincer. It tries to convince you. Spirit doesn't have to convince because spirit already knows. When you already know, when you know something, do you really try to convince people? No, you don't. I have talked to people and they have sworn up and down something to me. And I go, okay. Even though I know it's not true, I'm like, it's okay. I don't have to convince you of what I know. Well, that's how spirit is. Spirit is like, it tells you, go and say hello. And then ego says, she stepped on my shoes last week. Why should I say hello to her? She owes me an apology. Ego is always trying to convince. Spirit knows. And spirit will never lead you to harm or endanger yourself or anyone else. And that's very important. A lot of people miss that part. The Spirit of God would never lead you to go cuss somebody out. The presence of God would lead you to express your feelings and what you're experiencing, but it will never lead you to harm nor endanger anybody. It's not going to lead you to cut in front of somebody, right? It's just the presence is a way of peace through your life. It's a guiding voice that is sweet. It is so sweet. When you're in the mirror saying all these negative things about yourself, Spirit's like, in the eyes of God, you are perfect. It is that still small voice just telling you who you are. And so that's how I've learned to tell the difference. And it took me years to know. And I want to say something else. I had someone who wanted to argue me down. She said, my spirit is loud. It yells. It tells me. And I was like, no, right now you're fighting for your truth. So that's the ego. You're in the ego right now. It's always, this too shall pass. You have everything within you to heal and transform your life. All is well. That spirit, it feels like that. Did I answer that question, Christy?
You have me in tears. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful, Christy. Thank you so much. At San Antonio, Texas. Okay.
I want to thank my Infinite Life Streamers team and just everybody who joined today, because I know that We were rejoicing, Sister Arlene, when we had a chance to get you here and a chance to have you in the space today. I want to give you an opportunity. We got some comments online that people are sharing, and a lot of people catch us on the replay because we got secret infinity folks. We got pastors and other leaders who do their church service, and then they kind of come on Infinity and get a little inspiration, and we love that. We say Infinity is for everybody. Michaela, who is also in LA, she says, "What an excellent download for the day." That is
Okay.
confirmation coming from her. Awesome and Beautiful says, "Grateful for the reminder of using these modalities to stay in the integrity of God in years of abundant gratitude." All of this energy is in here, and we can feel this in the chat. I want to give you a chance to just say something, a final statement. And before I do, when I'm not doing this, which is 24/7, from time to time, I help people frame things. So in my spirit, I am looking forward to these volumes that are emerging from you. I'm looking forward to these books that are emerging from you, from these writings. My first three that I'm looking forward to are Holding the High Watch, The Way of Aya, and Demand Your Good. I'm looking forward to reading all of these because they are already written, as you know, in your heart. They are written in the spaces, in the tapestry behind your eyelids, and you see them every time you close your eyes. So I'm looking forward to them translating from this inner page to the stage of what we call reality. But I want
Yes.
to say
Yes.
thank you so much for allowing your spirit to come in. And I want to turn the screen over to you to make a final statement and invite you to give us a closing affirmative prayer. And
Oh,
if,
yes.
you know, at Affinity, we got a nickname for affirmative prayer. We call it a PERM because we don't want it to be temporary. And PERM stands for pouring energy into realignment for manifestation.
I love it. I
Right?
know. I'm
You
like,
know,
I got rid of that perm years ago. Okay.
I know that's right.
That's why I have locks. Okay. No, no perms for me. I like
There we
for the
are. The
thanks
screen
for
is
the
yours, sister.
so I just want to thank you all so much for such a delightful time. And Reverend Michael was so joyful for me. I'm grateful to Reverend Michael for letting me use his studio. And that's when your spiritual teacher supports you. It's like, yes, you need a studio. Here you go. So I'm grateful that I was able to be with you today. And I have a feeling I'm going to be with you all some more. Yes. Our young adults ministry at Agape is Odyssey. We meet on Friday nights. If you want some information, it's you can email me at revarlene at agapelive.com. REVARLENE at agapelive.com. On Monday nights, I actually have a YouTube channel, Rev Arlene Hylton. I do Monday night meditations. If you'd like to join me there, they're live on Monday nights. It's on YouTube and Facebook. Rev Arlene Hylton, Hylton, Hilton with a Y. And you can hop on and we can continue. And I signed up for your website or your information as well. And so, on that note, thank you so much. It's been an honor. Thank you, Reverend Jeff, for inviting me here today. Tonight, it's daytime everywhere, somewhere, and just grateful to turn inward. We take a moment of gratitude for this time together. We begin with gratitude, grateful for this space and time, grateful for technology, grateful for the consciousness of everyone within the sound of my voice, grateful for this moment and grateful for the moments to come. I recognize this presence and this power, God Almighty, God All Good, as everywhere. God is beyond Alpha, beyond Omega. God is the seen and the unseen, even the space in between us, filled with the fullness of God. And I know that God is life. God, higher power, creator, is life itself. It is my life and the life of every single individual here. And so we surrender into the moment, knowing that this has been a sacred time together and that the message reverberates throughout space and time. It continues beyond this broadcast, that more good, more love, more peace, more joy, more harmony is unfolding in your life, that there is an emergence of the goodness of God being revealed as you. This is what I claim as this moment. And so as we go forward, as we leave this broadcast this day, we leave here knowing the truth of who we are, that we are all divine emanations of God, created in its image and its likeness. And I release this word unto law with ultimate gratitude and thankfulness. And I let these words be. May they become flesh in your activities, your words, your actions, and your deeds. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. Ashe. Om, yes. Let's om one om. Woo! Yes.
We just can't stop. We just can't stop. That energy is love. Sister
Woo!
Emergence, I appreciate you. Thanks for
you.
joining us today, y'all.
you,
Watch
Rev
the replay. Share this replay with someone. We speak that in this moment, the God of your acceptance and understanding, the power of the ancestors, the cosmos, rest, rule, rock, and abide with you henceforth, now and forevermore. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Aho. And Ashe. Oh. We'll see you again, sister. Hang on a second. I got something for you right after service.
Okay, I'll be here. Peace and love.
We'll see y'all next week. Listen, make sure that you like and you share this energy, that you send it into the world. And of course, as we come to the close of this service, say something good to somebody in the chat. If you've enjoyed the service, even if you just came in and you're moving into this space of conscious awareness, pick a stranger and say something good to them. Somebody you don't know. You know them in spirit. You just got to recognize them again. So we speak that this energy is with you right now, that you will tag somebody in the chat and speak something profound in their lives. We'll see you next week for Yoga Sunday and on First Sunday in person. On behalf of Lady Kanitha, all the tech crew, this is Rev Jeff saying, we love you. That's a fact you cannot change. See you later.